Hello again, welcome to another weekly market update. It's Sunday, April the 23rd, after the market closed on Friday, 21st of April. Let's start by looking at, as always, the very big picture. If you're just joining us, this is where we look at, what is the stock market doing? Big picture, are we in a big bull market or bear market? And short term, is it up or down? Because within a bull or a bear, you're going to get these short term fluctuations either way, because nothing goes in a straight line. And the reason we do this is so we want the wind in our sails behind our individual stock picks. If you can have the best stock pick in the world, but if the whole market's going down, that's going to affect it. So that's why we look at this. So let's start with a very big picture then. It goes back to 2009, this kind of long, briefly interrupted here and there bull market. And as I look at this now, I tried to look at it with completely fresh eyes. And, this is just, you've got these moving averages here pointing upwards in the right place. And you've got the price action bouncing along up of it. If I was to forget what happened like these years before, as perhaps you could argue I should do, because that's making one prejudice, the bull market can't carry on forever. And when you would just look at this now and think, this thing is about to, to really take off into something, amazing. What I will point out though is I've said the week before or the week before last maybe, I said that valuations at this point are extremely high, and the market does what it does, but that is kind of nagging in the background here. We're not exactly starting from a low point here like we did back here in 2009. Okay, we've come a long way, and it just is kept on going higher instead of having a major reset, some kind of major bear market to get things cheap again. So it's hard not to have that nagging in the background. Let's look at the this is like the week by week chart here over just a couple of years or so, and we see it here. What we see here is that the weekly action this week was a little bit indecisive because it closed that little horizontal peg. That means it closed at the middle of its weekly range. There's no doubt about it that to naked eye that is an uptrend and it's pointing upwards. Still a little bit high above its 40-week moving average though. What would be comfortable is if it corrected downwards to that before continuing higher. Where we get to the day-by-day action is where we really start to maybe have some clues about the short-term picture. Long-term, big picture, we're obviously in a bull market. It's a very expensive one right now, but there's no doubt about that. By any definition that we look at, that's a bull market. So now day by day, where are we at with the short-term fluctuations within that bull market? This break has below, as what I was warning about, we are below the 50-day line now, which is that blue line, and the market failed this week to retake it, to get back above it. Let's draw a few lines now, see if we can't make some sense out of all this. These trend lines usually point to, a trend, and there's a nice one there that touches quite a few places, and that's a downtrend, and it's below the 50 day average here. See if I can get another one going across there. And we could draw something like that. That's a legitimate trend line. And there, because remember, we don't pay any attention to these little spikes. We're only looking at the closing price, and we're trying to make it touch as many places as possible. And these are two long trend lines, completely parallel like that. That's a very, very clean and downwards pointing channel. So what the market needs to do to get back to keep on going higher is to get back above this, break up above this channel and its 50-day. But right now it's stuck in quite a determined but very insidious downwards channel there, as we can see. Selling volume picked up a little bit around here. So it looks like this correction could be on its way at last, and that would be a healthy thing. But it's doing so in a very slow way so far. So this one might creep up on people. I have to say for the short term, I'd say, this is perhaps looking more of a downturn. Look at the RSI as well, how it got below the 50% line. It's staying below it. So I would have to say short term downwards. So that's all for now, and speak to you next week.